And did you see the first full moon of 2022, which is also called the wolf moon? It's called the wolf moon due to the belief that wolves are heard howling more often during this time of year, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. The moon peaked last night, but some inversion made it hard to see in some parts of the valleys. You can share your photos to Utah's Weather Authority Facebook group. That's a beautiful one right there. That one's an eerie, beautiful.
It looked exactly a little spooky.
Howling
we
at
had
the
some
moon.
great photos. Great photos sent into the Facebook page. Well, this morning, for a lot of you, it's feeling a little bit better than 24 hours ago. We had some clouds around, trapping in some of the heat. So while it is still a cold January morning, we're not to the extreme that we were 24 hours ago. In fact, 37 in Cedar City, that's almost 15 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. In Salt Lake, we're starting out at 27. A lot of the clouds are thinning out somewhat, not entirely, but they're becoming more patchy. The problem is we've got some thick fog again, some of that across Cache Valley extending over toward Bear Lake. What's near the Great Salt Lake this morning isn't as thick or as widespread as what we had yesterday, but some very thick fog over northwest Utah, especially the closer you are to the Idaho border. And so some of the trouble spots with that this morning are along I-84 near Snowville, also between Snowville and Park Valley on SR 30. And while the fog won't be as thick and actually fairly patchy along I-80 between Wendover and Grantsville, that could be a trouble spot again this morning. A lot of that should be thinning out by around 9 o'clock or so. Now, there's a weather system that was off the coast of California yesterday, sliding across the desert southwest into Arizona today, where it could bring some heavy rain. But anything we get on the tail end of that storm or wrapped around it in far southern Utah looks like it would be pretty light. So the storm just doesn't have much of an impact on us, and certainly not in northern Utah. We're expecting more of the same today. Partly cloudy, hazy, with a high temperature of 40 degrees. So poor air quality continues to linger with that inversion still in place. It'll become mostly cloudy over central and southern Utah, but again, it'll be the far south that we might get some sprinkles in the valleys, some light snow in the mountains, mainly some flurries, and that's most likely in the southwest. Later this morning into the afternoon, then that'll taper off pretty quickly. Tomorrow morning, clouds thin out. It becomes sunny in St. George, and you'll make it into the mid-50s and hover pretty close to that all the way through the coming weekend, with overnight temperatures continuing to drop down to about 30 degrees. And for northern Utah, no change yet. We're stuck in a rut still with partly cloudy skies and valley haze with that poor air quality through Thursday. But by Friday, a storm is finally going to move in. It doesn't look like it's going to be a big snowmaker, even though we'll have a chance of a little bit of snow. But more importantly, we'll get some wind and enough cold air moving in that should break up the inversion and scour most of the pollution out of here. So it's going to be looking and feeling a lot better as we dry out heading into the weekend.